Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I thought a few members paid the fee, I think. Any doubts from the yesterday's class, guys?
No, sir.
No,
So I think all of you can see my screen, I think.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the next section, the next class will be on the today's will be on the ITGC. So we have entered into our first class about those. So from the Tuesday onwards, we are discussing on the basics, and from yesterday we have discussed about the SOCs. Okay, so in the SOCs we have discussed about when you comply with the SOCs, what the goals we are achieving, and what are the sections from the two titles we have learned, how ITGC we need to implement to the audit. So what are the IT general controls? Mainly the abbreviation of the ITGC is Information Technology General Controls. So what is IT general controls speaking here? IT general controls are the basic controls that can be applied to IT systems such as applications, operating systems, databases, and the supporting IT infrastructure. In the first definition, it is saying, so where we can implement these controls. Okay, so that can be applied to IT systems such as applications. Okay, so the applications is nothing but in the organization which applications we are using, as we have selected for the financial scoping, so that we will be saying it as applications and operating systems. Okay, so the operating systems is nothing but Windows and the Linux and the Mac OS, or there are the different operating systems, databases, and the supporting IT infrastructure. So this is the first definition, it is just speaking. What is the second definition? Information technology general controls can be defined as internal controls that assure the secure, stable, and reliable performance of computer, hardware, software, and IT personnel connected to financial or other systems. So here, in the second definition, what it is speaking? Secure. What meant by secure, guys? Here? Okay. For example, any secure. What is the example from your side? So let's be practical from this class onwards. So what is a secure, guys?
Secure means application should be secure from third party or man in the middle attack. Any kind of threats which can cause the system damage. So we need to
Okay,
secure the
so
system.
yes, you need to secure the system. How you will secure the system?
There may be multiple things, like if it's a physical system, we can have the access management. If it's a virtual system, applications or software, we can have the firewalls implemented. There can be like encryption implemented while the data transfer is there. When the data is in rest or that time it can be encrypted or accessed by through password or password. So like that we can implement different controls to assure that our system is secure and we can provide a reasonable assurance to this system.
Yes, exactly correct. So the secure here, So when we are implementing the controls, or when we are applying the controls or testing or doing auditing, okay, suppose if we are having some application in our hands, okay, it is in our desktop or in our laptop. So when we are going away from the system, so we need to secure our system. How we can secure the system? Example, for the basic password, we will secure our system, that it is a saying a point, it as a secure. And the next thing, stable. What is a stable? So suppose if I am sharing the screen, you all people can see my screen. Okay, it is a stable and my voice is stable, and it will get interest onto the class. If it is a something, it is a getting blurred and without any unstable network connections to the other people, it will get the disturbance. So when they will be getting the disturbance, so what the work? Suppose when coming to the work, suppose we have done something today, it should be saved, it should be recorded, and all the things. When coming in the tomorrow, so we need to continue the same work. Okay, so we should not start from the fresh where we have started yesterday. So that should be the stable. And the next, it is saying and the reliable performance of computer hardware and the software. Okay, so we can utilize the same example what I have explained previously for this. Okay, so what here it is saying, hardware and the software, reliable performance of computer hardware and software. When we are showing something, when we are working on the something, the performance should be on the good basis. Okay, it should be not in the worst condition. Okay, sometimes when we will be opening any website, it will be the slow process. Okay, it will take 2 to 3 minutes to come to the to browse the each web page when there are any server issues. So it should not be happen for any employees in that organization. So it is saying the reliable performance of computer hardware software and IT personnel connected to financial or other systems. Here, when we are checking about these ITGC controls, we are not only implementing for these applications or operating systems, databases, and the supporting IT infrastructure. We are implementing these controls for the IT personnel, who are the IT persons connected to financial or other systems. So when we have entered into the organization on the first day, so we will meet the HR team. So after that HR, they will be the onboarding process. After that, we will receive the laptop. Who will give the laptop, guys? They will be the IT team and the admin team. They will provide the laptop to us. When they have provided the laptop, the person who is configuring configuring our details into their network, so he also should be the correct. So the things we are discussing here. And next, objective. So the main objective of ITGC is, the objectives of ITGCs are to ensure the integrity of the data and processes that the system support. The most common ITGCs are as follow. These are the 4 domains from the ITGC. One is access management, change management, incident management, computer operations, or IT operations. So from this first slide, if people are having any doubts. So guys, I need from today onwards from all confirmation. So after that only I can move into the next slide.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, Roshan.
Hi. So the next we will move into the first domain of the ITGC. It is the access management. What is access management, guys? From the generic terms, when you have listened this word, access management, any one of the class, what is generic formation it is saying access management?
Access management can be the user is able to access that system or place or website. Managing that with different access levels, authority and authorization, so that can come under access management. Like in AWS, we have IAM policies. So based on that, for what all operations a user will have, or that account, or that group, a bindle group, or the group of users will have access to perform the activities.
Access
So
management involves controlling and regulating access to resources.
sorry.
Access management, it involves like controlling and regulating access to the resource.
Okay. Yes. So here the access management, what it is saying. So the risk is that unauthorized access to data may result in the destruction or change of data, either malicious or accidental. Okay. So here the first thing we need to observe the risk for any control. When we are testing of any control, we need to observe the risk here. What is the risk for this control? If there is no, this control is not implemented for this application, directly we need to say to the client, this is the risk for your application when you did not apply this control. So it is stating in the first line, the risk is that unauthorized access to data may result in the destruction or change of data, either malicious or accidental. This could include the recording of inaccurate or fraudulent transaction. The objective is to implement access controls to restrict access to specific programs and data to only those who are authorized to do so. Okay. So suppose, for example, if you are working in some organization, in ABC organization, you are the authorized person to see all the things in your system. Without any access, if I have opened the system, it is a unauthorized. Okay. It might be in the second statement, it is saying that these could include the recording of inaccurate or fraudulent transaction. When any person without access, it will be recording as a fraudulent transaction. Might be, he will take anything. In the first line only, they are saying that it is a change of data, either malicious or accidental. Okay. So when we are auditing access controls, we are not talking about one process. We are talking about multiple processes that layer together give us the layers of defense that create the secure environment. Okay. So under the access management, I have told in the demo class only, we are having like 8 controls. So for the total 4 domains, we are having like 22 to 23 controls. For this access management, we are having the 8 controls. So it is saying that it's not talking about only the one process. Access management is not talking only about the one process. It is talking about the multiple process that layered together give us the layers of defense. Okay. That create the secure environment. So these are the general controls for this access management. What is the first control?
Password policies.
So here in the screen, it is showing like the first control is policies and procedures. Okay. So what is the policies and procedures? Which policies and procedures? So when any employee joined in the organization, he will have the policies and procedures need to follow for that organization. In the HR, when they have released the offer letter, they will mention these are the policy for this organization. These are the procedure you need to follow for this organization. Like that, when they are implementing or when they are developing any application, they need to follow for these policies and procedures for this. Okay, there will be separate policies and procedures for each and everything for this access management, change management, incident management, and IT operations. If they need to give access for any other new user, they need to open their policy and procedure. They need to check how the process is going on. Okay, it is a pre-implemented process and the pre-written process in their organization. So this is the first control, policies and procedure, guys. Okay, so we will see in the briefly control wise when we have started this access management. So for the today, we need to get the understood the concept first. What is the access management is saying? Under the access management, what are the controls? And next, second control is user access request. Okay. In audit terms, it will say it as a user access request or new user access control or user access provisioning control. So here, what is a user access request? Okay, suppose when we have joined in any organization, we need the first our user ID and the password for our system. Okay, so we need to raise the any ticket if they are maintaining any ticketing tool, or we will raise in this mail ID. So that we will say it as a user access request control. And next, password requirements. In the first definition only, we have said that it is a secure. Any system should be secure, any application should be secure. What data we are handling by the organization, it should be the secure only. Password requirements. How organization they are keeping their password requirements. So they will be the standard password requirements for every organization they will be maintaining. It should not be we are using some personal passwords for our system. It's okay. But it should be in the, they will be maintaining in a complexity. What is complexity? It should be the minimum length 8 or maximum length 10. If you are doing any wrong, using any wrong passwords, the system will be getting automatically locked. It can be opened by the admin team only. Why? They have set like lock enabled. So there will be some password requirements and the composition for this control. And next, privileged users. Privileged users control is, we have discussed in the definition line. We will not check only these operating systems or the database or applications. We will go through also IT personnel or financial other connected to the systems. So privileged users is nothing but they are the admin users. So that is a one control. We will be checking for the privileged users. And next, physical access. It might be there will be any data centers in our organization. We need to check this physical access. It might be any server rooms. Okay, how servers was established, how their access is getting provisioned, how many employees are getting daily accessed. So that will be the physical access. And next control is periodic access review, or in audit terms, it will say it as a user access review. So what is user access review? In every organization, they will follow these rules. Okay, they need to review their users of roles and user IDs for every 3 months or quarterly, half-yearly, annually. It will be based upon their policies and procedures, how they have established. Okay, in this user access review control, suppose take example as a one application. In one application, there are like 200 users. For 200 users, they will be having the multiple roles and the profiles when they are working for any application. Okay, so we need to review those their roles. Okay, in between, they have done any fraudulent activities by taking that if there is a friend of their admin, okay, so give this access. I will work for these 2 days. I need to see something, the data, it is important. I need to learn the new things. It should not be occurred. So suppose if they have given the role something consultant.2, consultant.3, it should be in the consultant.2 only. The role should not be changed. When it is changed, they need to maintain some evidences. So that is a user access review. And the
Sir,
next
I
is,
have a doubt.
yes,
Sorry, I'm
yes,
interrupting you. For
sorry, yes,
sir, this you mentioned that for periodic access review, uh,
yes,
so one thing is that say you mentioned that even if there are 200 users, uh, there should be a user access review. So it could happen like that, there is an application on which there are about say about 1000 users on it. Okay. So do companies have to maintain a review of all those users, even if the volume
yes.
is so high?
Even if the volume is too high, they need to maintain this user access review. So why I
Okay.
am saying, so if there is a 1,000 users for the one application, so they will be separating the users. Okay, they should be the managers. If there is a like 10 to 15 managers for the particular project, okay, if it is a
Mm-hmm.
long project and the long duration. So for the 10 to 15 project members, they will be the team leads. So based on the designation,
Mm-hmm.
so they can do that, right?
Okay, 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 sir. All right.
Or like while giving the access itself, there will be some time period that after 2 months, 3 months, or 1 year, the access will be revoked and you have to raise the request again to get the access. Can
Sorry.
like that, like for the periodic access review, I'm just checking
Okay.
whether in that manner also the this control is maintained. Like for example, while user is getting the access, that time itself the expiry period will be there. Like maybe after 6 months, the access will be revoked automatically. And if the user needs the access again, they need to request their managers or leads to get the access or raise the ticket again.
If it is getting revoked for the again for the 1 year also, if they have mentioned their expiry date also, it's not a problem. So
Mhm.
why I am saying it is important control means, if see, suppose if you are my friend, I am as a admin for this SAP. Okay, I have given only the development access for you when you have joined in my in our organization. So after the 2 months and the 3 months, without any raising the ticket, as a friend, you are my friend, I am giving to you production access. Okay, I will say directly to you, don't say to anyone, this is a production access. You can see all the data of our application records, what is the financial data included in that SAP. When I have given the access, you don't know it. The person who is using the access, you will be knowing. For the other third person, how we will be knowing the access?
Correct.
So on the time, so this control is required, right? It is a process. What you are explaining, it is a good process only for keeping one role. So these are time period has set for this. Today you have joined, within 3 months, you need to renew your role. Okay, it is fine. We should not live like this, right? So if we have given, this is the risk, right? We are directly giving the employees to risk. Okay, chance to make any activities or any unauthorized data to go out.
And like in real time, how that will be reviewed manually or with the help of some tool? Because maybe some companies have lakhs of, suppose in terms of TCS have like lakhs of employees. So how it can be managed or maintained and validated?
TCS
Just
will have
one.
lakhs of employees. No, no,
Hmm.
understood.
Hmm.
No, but as an audit, when we are doing, it will be the manual only. We will not use any tools for this.
Okay, so there
In
will
my
be some.
career of experience, so from my side, I am saying it as till now I have reviewed in my vast. It is like 35,000 users for one application I have reviewed.
Manually.
Ah, yes. So it will be taking the time, but
Hmm.
it will be the 1 month or 1.5 months. But we need to complete by it manually. We need to check it. Or we can do any VLOOKUPs. Based upon that, we can do anything.
Hmm.
Okay. So there is no any tools. For them, they will be using the tools for the review purpose.
Hmm. So
So
will it be like doing the sampling, like maybe like 10,000 is there, so maybe we'll just check randomly 100
yeah,
or 10.
see, one thing I need to suggest you, if client requires the total population, so the total count you need to review. Okay, if the client
Okay.
says if there is any 10,000, review with the 500 and the 1,000, close this. Okay, okay, we are for okay. No issues from our side. We can close it. If there are no issues from their side only, how what we can do? So as an auditor, what when we are doing any testing, we need to improve their business. And if any gaps is find out, so we need to say that remediate these gaps. If you do not, if you are not doing remediate for this, it will be in the risk state.
Okay.
Sir, has it in your
Yes.
practical experience, has it happened that so like you mentioned that it could happen that the IT admin is your friend and he can change your rights, like access rights or role, and give you like a higher role or like a role where you can edit
Yes.
something
Yes.
into the software. So how did you catch that? Like, that this person's role was changed, and again within 2 days it was, because that could happen, right? Practically.
Now, practically it will happen. So how we can catch this? Suppose if they are exporting all the list from any application, so they need to share with the from starting to ending. As we have asked it from this, we are doing the audit period from this April to March. Suppose take as an example, we will ask to export the list from that
Okay,
application when he is getting
correct.
exported. So with the screenshots, he will export and give to us, and it might be in this text format or the Word format or the Excel format.
Okay,
We will
okay,
get the
okay.
evidence. So from the starting onwards, which user is joined, who has given the
Okay, okay, okay.
access.
Right, right. So
So
they'll have to change it in the application itself too, and that will be captured.
yes, so
Okay,
when
okay,
they are, need
got
to
it, sir.
change the application, so the application is managed by the other admins who is giving the
Mm-hmm.
access. He will not have more access to that application. He cannot change the configurations.
Okay, okay. Correct, correct. I got you, sir. Yeah.
So next is the segregation of duties. Okay. So as we have discussed about our one application and the role. Okay. So what is here the segregation of duties? When we are working in the one team, okay, so we are permit to the team only. So we will say when we to our managers, when we are upgrading our skills. Okay. Suppose we are in one project, when we are discussing about another project, we will say that sir, I am having skill in this technology also. I can work as a multiple projects if you are allocated. So as the organization, they will not allocate the multiple technologies for you. Okay. If they are getting allocated, they will remove the past one what you are working. Suppose if you are the SAP consultant, they will give only access to the SAP consultant. They will not allow to do the other cloud-based projects like AWS or the Azure. So why they are not allowing to do? Suppose the what data in the SAP, it will be moving to the cloud. Suppose you are having the same access for the from SAP, you are having the access. When you are going to the cloud, you are having the database access. What data you are recording in the SAP, it is moving to the cloud. You can see the same data in the cloud. As a database access, you are having to the AWS. It is the risk. Why we are saying it is a risk means you can edit your data in the cloud itself. When you are editing the data in the cloud, the data what you have prepared, it will be the same. It cannot be changed. Might be you are changing any payroll data while it is moving to the HR team. You can change your salary, or you can change your when you are in the notice period, you can change your termination date. You can change your relieving date. So as an auditor, we need to think in both ways. One, it is a positive, how it will come positive. One in the negative. If they are saying in the positive way, in your mind, you need to think as a practical, it should be in the negative way. how we can tackle this in the negative way. So before it becoming in the negative way only, you need to tackle it and you need to say to the client, okay, so as for the best purpose, you are implementing this control, it is okay. If you are not implementing this control, this is the scenario. You need to fear them. As an auditor, you need to fear them. You have the rights to ask all the questions as an auditor. If you are asking something, they need to provide. They can't say no. There will be some financial data. They will say that we can present our screen. We can't share the data with you as in the any file format. They will request us. They will present the screen. In the terms, we can accept it.
So, sir, is there any application or software which most of the companies use for access management, something like that, which you audit most of the time?
So you have listened any Okta,
Okay, yeah.
Okta,
Yeah.
Elda.
LDAP, yeah, LDAP.
Yes. So from the SAP success factors. So there are so many onboarding applications for the access part. See, suppose I am not saying for only this Okta and the LDAP and this for success factors. This is for the first onboarding process. When you have joined in the company, you need to get the user ID and the password. This is the first thing. When you log into your laptop, after logging into your laptop, there will be the application. Okay, you need to access. Suppose you are a Power BI analyst. Power BI is in their network. They are managing with their domain user ID and the password. So your domain ID should be umesh dot something training.com. The password you have set by you. You need to use this password for Power BI. For the Power BI, you want to access for the Power BI. For Power BI, there will be the admin team. First of all, they need to give the access for you. After that only you can enter into the application. Without their access, you can't enter. If you have entered into their system also, for the Power BI, you want the access. So that's why access management is important for each and every part.
Yeah, just while we are going through, just highlight the tools or softwares which you use, so it will be helpful to relate with the real life scenario. And in interviews, if some getting asked, we explain the concept, but it will be easier for us to tell that
See,
because
honestly,
as
in any
yeah,
interview, in any interview, they will not ask about any applications, what you have audited. Okay.
okay,
In this audit field, they will ask how many controls you have tested in your experience. Okay, so what we are seeing in this layer framework, it is a controls. They will ask, you have worked on the user access review control. Can you please explain me about the user access review process? How do you test this control? What are the evidences you are requesting for this control? The questions will be like this.
okay, got it.
Hi,
Yes.
yeah, like as internal audit, how many controls we can work on it in 1 year? Like if we keep an experience, so how many controls we can say that we worked on URR password policies? How many controls we can say?
You can say all controls. We are giving
Oh,
materials for all controls. You can say all
okay,
controls. Okay,
okay.
so there is
So
no
in
any particular. If you are saying
okay,
only the 2 to 3 controls, right, they will not trust you.
so
You
in a
are
year
some
we
other
get
experience.
yeah, in a year we get chance to work on all the controls, right?
Yes.
So one more question. Exactly what is
Yes.
the difference here for internal auditor and external auditor? What is the difference in access management? So whatever you have told is everything regarding internal auditor, right?
See, so
Actually,
there is
yeah.
no any difference between internal auditor and the external auditor testing. Okay. So here when come to the internal auditor, you will work on more on these controls. What
Okay.
external auditor will do? they will do from the starting onwards. How business is started. Okay. Suppose if there is any application developed internally, how it started, they will go more deeper into the deeper. They will also check all the same things. Okay. So, but their audit will be the different.
Oh,
They will also check only
I think
these ITGC controls.
they will follow the sampling method or something else, right? We will do as
See,
internal audit,
we
we
will
will
also
do
following the sampling. See, we will also following the sampling methodology and all the things. Okay, so
okay.
why there is a naming of external auditor means it is a SOX audit we are doing here. The external auditors, the report which they need to publish to the public, it should be by the external auditor. Okay,
Oh,
it can be it is a stat auditor or statutory auditor. We will say it as.
oh.
They will also work on the same things, but particularly they will go from higher to lower.
Mhm.
Suppose if you are fit for only this 10 applications, okay, the external auditor, they will have rights to ask, why you are giving me these 10 applications? I want to see your full business.
Oh,
See, like the CA people, when you have submitted one paper, they will ask for 2 to 3 papers. They will not stop for with the one paper. They need the more
oh.
clarity. Okay, so they will go dive into the deeper.
Hmm. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So the next domain is a change management. So the change management is this relates to development of applications, and after they have been running live for some time, how many changes are made. The risk is that unauthorized amendments to systems or programs may result in attacks or fraudulent activities. The objective is to have robust program change management controls to ensure all changes to systems and applications are authorized, tested, documented, and approved. Further, program development should follow a similar system of authorization, testing, approval, and implementation. So here, what the change management guys? From these lines, what do you have understood?
That all the changes which is going to the software should be go through a process where the who is giving the change that should be tested by another person, and then get approval from another person plus one, and then only it should go to the actual production data production code. So we need to
Okay,
maintain the access authorization and the process, how the change is going to the system.
okay. So that is a correct point what they are saying. It is in the same mention. Okay. So here, how we will know they are following the correct process? How you can refer? See, as you are explaining in the words, it is a generic terms. Okay, I have understood your process. But now I am asking you on the proof. As an auditor, I am asking as a evidence. So what evidence you will submit for this? What you have explained generic.
We can share the approval mails which we got for the plus one. We can submit the logs which
See,
we
you can
added.
see, it is a secondary thing. Approval
Mhm.
mails and the change logs or the any logs or anything, it is a secondary thing. The first
Mhm.
primary thing, I am asking about your process. Okay. As auditor, I am questioning you. Okay. So what you are explaining the process, it's okay, sir. You are maintaining your process, but I need the proof from your side. What proof you can give? So in the access management, we have discussed. Okay. Think for few seconds, guys. What evidence we can give?
we can give the Jira or Jira IDs in which all the tasks are listed and the approvals are given, or some
See,
kind of a.
if they are mentioning, if you are mentioning Jira IDs, okay, it is okay.
Hmm.
If you're giving the Jira IDs, okay, I will see all the process, how we have worked. Okay, before implementing the process, there should be some approvals with the management, right? Okay, so we are not direct deciders for any process in their organization. There is a one document what we have referred in the access management domain. It is a policies and procedure control. What is a policy need to maintain by in their organization? What procedure need to be done for this change management if they are doing any changes for any application? If they are doing any testing for the application, how they need to proceed? What is the steps? There should be any manual, right? So if you are saying generic, okay, you have joined in your organization as newly. If I am saying generic, what you will ask? So, brother, you are having any document in this to refer this, what you are explaining? I
Yeah,
can
so
go
we should
thoroughly,
ask for change
so I can
management
easily
document.
understand. Yes. So the change management document, see, for every domain, there will be these policies and procedures, guys. If they want to do any access, they will be having their policies and procedures. How they need to give the access for any new user employees or existing employees, how they need to change their access or they need to do any modifications or they need to remove the users from the application. How they want to review the users. Suppose apart from this, they will be the admins. If today is my last working day as an admin role in any ABC organization, tomorrow there will be the one admin is entering into our organization. How admin will get the access? There is a two parts for the access only. Okay, one is a normal user, another one is the admin user. How admin user is getting access and normal user is getting access. You need to understand the difference between these two persons. Okay, they will mention in the policies and procedures. Suppose if the interviewer is asking, you are explaining the process, all the things in the correct, and the evidence what you are explaining, it is okay. When they have mentioned, how you will refer to this?
Sir, your voice was breaking. Was it same for everyone?
Yeah, it's not clear.
Sir, in the last sentence you
Now also it
spoke,
is
your voice
breaking.
broke. No,
Okay, so slightly a network issue. Sorry for that. See, if anything, when we are doing auditing, we need to ask about for this evidence and the proof. If they are saying in the generic words, listen to them and after completing of their speaking, so please send this evidence what we had discussed. Without the evidence, we can't move to the forward. Okay. Suppose something Umesh is explaining like this the generic process. We will take this approvals plus one for this testing after this production plus one for approval again to implement all these things. Okay, he is explaining correctly. As a generic, if I am not an auditor, I will listen. Oh, okay, you are saying the process. You know the change management process. It is okay. It is in the good. So we should not do like this. So as an auditor, we need to think what's our job. We need to take the evidence and we need to do the audit. It's our job. If they are saying it in the generic words, we should not trust them. So remember in your mind, for every domain, there will be the policies and processes. So here also you can see in the screen and the first control, it is showing the methodology. It is nothing but procedure and the other things. Methodology is the first control. And the next, it is a authorization testing approval. And next, migration to the live environment. So configuration changes. What are the changes are getting configured? They need to mention the description. Emergency changes. So this is a separate topic, guys. In the change management only, we will discuss it about later. You will get the confusion now. So these are the emergency changes and data migration. How the data is migrating into the application, and after migration, there will be the any post implementation reviews, how it is working or anything. These are the controls we will be working in the change management. And apart from this, there are other two controls. One is segregation of duties. In the change management also, we are having the segregation of duties and separate environment. Okay. What is separate environment here in the change management? For each application, there will be the development, testing, and the production. When we are seeing these three, development and the testing and the production, okay. So the development should be in the some state and the testing will be the different and the production will be the different. Okay, they can't do work in the same environment. If they are doing in the development and the testing in the one state, it is not correct. We need to suggest them. If it is a cost affordable, also you need to afford it. You should maintain the separate environments for this development and the testing. So this is about the change management control, guys. Sorry, change management. So you are having any doubts in this?
Yes, sir. I have one doubt related
Okay.
to change management. Like, suppose if the organization is a startup and like with very limited number of people, so how they will implement this change management, as there won't be any tester, developer is doing the testing and he is only approving and merging the code to production.
See,
So
if they are,
how?
it is a startup and it is a normal based company. If they are doing in the development and the testing in the one server, like it is in the one state, it is okay. Okay, so we can suggest for this recommendation. Recommendation is nothing but it is a process to improve.
Okay.
Okay, and for the production, it should be only the production. It should not be any environment. It's included in any production state. Development or test should not include in the production state. Okay, only production should be the separate. If they are doing the development and the test, so there is another control, segregation of duties. We need to go to the segregation of duties. Who are the development users? Who are the tester users? In the development and the testing and the production also, there should be the different users. The users should not be matched. Okay, so they are not affording for the server. Okay, they can afford for the resource, right? They can do for the development for the 10 people and the tester they can have the 10 people. And for the production, they can have 4 to 5 members. As a recommendation, we need to suggest all these things.
Okay, so it will be just a recommendation, not it is not like they will be failing the control. If and only they are mentioning in their policy and methodology that they have this process, then only it will be like failed control. Otherwise, it is fine to do with the single person with two different environments.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Roshan, what are other two controls? Like one is segregation and other one is
Sorry.
um, just now you said that other these controls, other two controls are there in the change management. So what are those?
So one is segregation of duties. Another one is separate environments.
Sorry to disturb you, like Rohan. Vidhi is asking, like, in change management, we have to give like some other tools like what you said, uh, uh, other than like segregation.
Okay. No, I did not get your question. What's your question?
Vidhi is asking like other tools which you use in access management,
Okay.
change management, sorry, in change management. You said that segregation and other tools. So she need to know like what are the other tools we'll use in change management.
We will not use any other tools, right? I told segregation of duties. Duties is nothing but what employees of their roles and responsibilities, how they will work for their application. So that is a segregation of duties.
Okay, and one more thing, like we need to collect the data and we need to give some demos, right? In company, like when we are auditing.
Yes.
Is this sure? Like we need to collect the, we need to give some PPTs and presentation, and we need to explain like what we are going to do audit.
So that is a that only I am saying what you will be going to do in the audit. That is a kickoff call. Yesterday we have discussed, right? In the
No,
kickoff call, we
actually,
will be having the same thing.
like how it will be like in particular team will be like for example, if you take like two members in audit, like what Umesh told that we have like only startup company, for example. So there will be a small team and auditors will be one or two people,
Okay.
internal auditors.
Okay.
So we will be discussing by ourselves and we will be giving like some presentations to them, like the team, like what we are going to do and how it will be.
Yes, see, like if you what we are going to by do, so like we'll first introduce ourselves as an auditor. We are came from so and so company. So as a
No,
you're the
no, no, no.
application,
My
yes.
my question is that we are like internal auditors for the same company.
Okay.
So we are going like uh, we are going to do audit on this particular, for example, project.
Okay.
Like me and Umesh are doing like, for example, if you take like testing. In testing, we'll be like doing like Umesh is doing for automation, and I will be doing for manual, and we'll be collecting the data. Like
Okay.
my question is that we need to give like brief information like in presentation what we will do in audit.
Yes, we need to obviously we need to give the presentation to them what we are doing and what evidence we are requesting for them. So we need to ask. So when we are asking the evidence, it will be in the professional way only by the mail or there are some formats we will discuss in the other sessions when we have entered into this after 2 weeks. So how we need to say, give the presentation when we are asking any evidence for the what things we are referring to the team and all these things how we need to present to them. We will learn all this.
Okay, like how it will be the process, for example, if you don't mind, can you explain? Like yesterday I asked you one question, like there will be one team, like you told that risk management, some team above
Okay.
our head, like auditors. So they will be issuing some rules and regulations, how what to follow, like IT auditors. So is this presentation we need to do, or the presentation will be done by like other team?
See, the presentations, the particularly we will not be giving any presentations. If any presentation is required, it need to be done by us.
Okay.
The process, see, if I have explained you the process now, for the other people, it will get the confused. Okay, so don't feel bad. Okay, see, why I am so we have designed the course means like it's from starting to ending. It should be in the some following manner. Okay,
No, no,
so
no, no.
how
I am not feeling any bad because I'm eager to learn like course. Like I'm not feeling any bad. but the way of teaching you is like something different. That's why I asked. That's only
Okay.
the question.
Okay. The something different means I can't understand.
Okay. Sorry, you can proceed with the class. If I have any doubts, I'll let you know.
So guys, any doubts from the change management?
No.
No, sir.
No, Roshan.
Sir, one more doubt, like how we
Yes.
will be collecting the evidence in forms of screenshots or logs, or like how it will be collected and presented?
See, it will be based on the evidence for all the things we will be collecting as a screenshot. If there is any DB records, database records, how would the matter is getting recorded, how much time it is taking, if there is any failures between any recording, there is any pass. Okay, so it might be the logs. Okay, for
Okay.
this change management, there is a log. Okay,
Okay, got
there
it.
will be the screenshots. Suppose if the if it is a Jira is a ticketing tool, we will take the screenshots. We need the complete changes for that application. How many changes are made for that application? As usually, we need to export from the application. It will become the logs only.
Okay, sir, got it.
Sorry, we'll be using this ITGC. We'll use like Jira tool also.
Yes.
Okay, for the purpose, like how we need to communicate like with other team members, or how it will be
Uh,
for Jira with
see,
Jira and ITGC.
like Jira and ITGC, it's not a different. Okay, so it is a different. Sorry, it is a different. So why we are talking about Jira here means, suppose when we are discussing about this access management, I have told one point. If any user needs the access for any application, it will be requesting via mail or ticketing tool. If they are requesting via ticketing tool, for example, we have used this Jira ticketing tool. So when they have raised the ticket, they will mention all these technical specifications and descriptions on the ticket. They will show to us. Okay, when they are giving the ticket, we can see that when it was raised, when approval are received. Okay, these all are the things we can see in the ticket. When we have entered into the control part, we will discuss all these things. How Jira is used, how ticketing tool is requested, and what we are getting here. What evidence we need to take for this control.
Okay, okay.
If you're guys, you're not having any doubts, we will connect tomorrow. So,
Sure, thank you, sir.